Okay guys, move on to the next subtopic under alteration of cheque. Okay, cheque is deemed to have been altered when there are changes such as date, amount, and names of payee, which alters the business effects of the cheque. Okay, alteration meaning that you modify. Okay, you make changes to the date of a cheque, the amount, okay, and even the names of payee. A drawer will not be liable for a cheque altered without his or her permissions. And similarly, the drawer bank cannot debit the drawer's account. So, in other words, okay, we can say that only drawer or owner of the cheque can alter the cheque. Okay, and cheque cannot be altered without his or her permissions. And if this happens, then the drawer will not be liable for a cheque. Okay, there are two types of alteration. First is an apparent alteration. This is stated under section 64, subsection 1 of the Bureau of Exchange Act. States that a party who makes such apparent alteration will be held liable, thus discharging the liability of the party on the bill at the time. Apparent alteration means that you can see. Okay, dengan mata kasar you boleh nampak. Okay, for example, ada deleted words. Katalah deleted words ataupun deleted amount of cheque. Okay, you boleh nampak the apparent alteration. But for non-apparent alterations, this alteration is invisible on reasonable inspections. However, the holder in due course has the right to enforce it according to its original tenor. Who is the holder in the course? Holder in the course is a person who received the cheque in good faith. So, dia tak tahu yang cheque tu telah di-alter. Okay, so dia akan ikut the amount as given to him, okay, according to its original tenor, as what stated on the cheque. Okay, there is a customer duty of care against fraudulent alterations. Customer must exercise due care in drawing cheques to avoid fraud. So when you want to draw cheque to other person, you make sure that you exercise the due care. You exercise the duty of care. If he is negligent, which result in alteration of the amount by a dishonest holder, the banker is protected. Okay, so if the owner himself is found negligent, so the banker is protected. The banker is not liable. Okay, example of case, you may refer to a case of joint stock ban against Macmillan and Alteration. Okay, in this case, the facts of the case, a partner in a firm was negligent in drawing a cheque for £2 payable to a bearer. So why we say that he was negligent? The sum was stated in figures but not in words. In other words, he just left it blank. Okay, the amount is £2 tapi dia tak tulis in words. Dia hanya state in figures. And the clerk of the firm misappropriated the cheque by altering the figure to read as £120 and wrote it in the appropriate words before cashing the cheque at the bank. So the clerk misappropriated, maksudnya dia alter the figures tadi. Okay. And the court held that the bank could debit the firm's account with £120 because the partner neglected to take all precautions by leaving the space blank where the amount should have been stated in words and by leaving space on either side of the figure 2. Maksudnya still ada space untuk clerk ni edit or alter the amount. Okay, so the partner was negligent and a bank can debit from the firm's accounts. Okay, please bear in mind that, okay, if there is a dispute between the amounts and figures stated on a cheque, then the amount stated in words is prevail. Apa yang ditulis dengan perkataan tu lebih utama. Okay, so we follow the stated amounts in words. Okay, however, the customer does not have to ensure that there is a space between the payee's name and the printed words or order. Okay, so kalau antara nama penerima, okay, and the printed words of order, yang ni you tak perlulah you nak letak space. Okay, ataupun you tak perlulah kalau you, maksudnya tak perlu exercise the duty of care here. Okay, we focus on the date, amounts. Okay. Okay, example of case Slingsby against District Bank was held that the words used in the case, which was unknown to the plaintiff, was not sufficient to amount to negligent conduct by leaving a space after the name of the payee, and therefore the bank was not entitled to debit the plaintiff account with the amounts of the cheque. So this is the rule. Okay, you tak perlu nak ensure, okay, sama ada space ataupun tak ada space after the name of the payee, and this is not relevant. Okay, hope that you clear on the alterations of cheque. Okay, so cheque, the alteration of cheque is only effective if owner give consent ataupun owner sendiri alter the cheque. Okay, we move on to the protections given to paying banker, okay, and collecting banker. Okay, who is paying banker? Paying banker whereby a customer draws a cheque on him. So kat mana yang kita draw cheque? Itulah bank, paying banker, bank pembayar. So the duty of the paying banker is to pay the right person according to his customer's mandate. Okay, therefore, if the banker pays to the wrong person, they must bear any loss occasioned by his breach of duty. Okay, and under section 66, it gives protections to the paying banker against loss. Okay, I'll give you one illustrations, okay, for you to understand better, paying banker and collecting banker. Okay, so let's assume that we have Ali. Okay, Ali is a part-time lecturer. He work in UiTM, and he is normally receive his salary via cheque. Okay, selalunya UiTM akan issue cheque to Ali. So when UiTM wants to issue cheque to make payment of Ali's salary, UiTM will draw a cheque on Ali, right? Okay, so let's say the bank belongs to UiTM. Here is used by UiTM is Bank Islam. Okay, Bank Islam. Okay, so Bank Islam will draw a cheque. Okay, so Bank Islam akan keluarkan cheque and then will pay Ali. Okay, let's say Ali. Okay, Ali don't have any of Bank Islam's account, but he only has Maybank accounts. So Maybank here will be considered as collecting banker. Okay, so if the banker pays to the wrong person, banker here refer to Bank UiTM just now, the Bank Islam pays to the wrong person other than Ali, so they must bear any loss occasioned by his breach of duty. So under section 66, it gives protection to the paying banker against loss if the paying banker is able to prove all the followings. Okay. So, there are 4 requirements. First is payment made at or after maturity of the bill to the holder in good faith without notice that his title to the cheque is defective. Okay, so the paying banker make payment of the cheque, okay, at or after maturity of the bill. Maksudnya dia buat and without notice that the cheque is defective. Defective tu, for example, cheque tu is check tendang, okay, check curi, for example. Okay, and then although a paying banker is not protected if he pays a check drawn on him in which the drawer's signature is forged, he will be protected if it involves other persons who are not his customers based on section 60. The reasons is the banker is expected to know his customer's signature. So when it involves the forgery in regards to the signature of the drawer, then paying banker will be protected. Forgery means pemalsuan. Okay, pemalsuan tanda tangan lah. Okay. And third elements, okay, third requirement, the banker is protected if he pays a check which is not endorsed or irregularly endorsed in good faith and in the ordinary course of business, section 82. Not endorsed here means that the check itself is not signed by the owner. Okay. And for cross-check, the paying banker will be protected if he pays to a person other than the true owner if he paid in good faith. Good faith means that by follow all the procedures, okay, in good intention. Without negligence, meaning that paying banker exercise a duty of care, okay, and according to closing, section 18. For example, according to the account payee names in the closing. So the effect is that the banker is not liable and he will be put into a position as if he had paid the true owner. Okay, so you have to make sure that paying banker fulfill all of these requirements so that paying banker will be protected. Okay, so that's all about the protections of paying banker. And last but not least is the protections of collecting banker. Okay, by referring to my illustration just now, okay, between Ali and UITM. So Ali's bank account is Maybank, and Maybank here is a collecting banker. Okay, collecting banker is the banker to whom a holder of cheque presents the cheque to be credited. So Ali, he wants to credit the cheque given by UITM to his own account, to his Maybank account. So collecting banker may be held liable to his customer for breach of contract. Customer here is Ali, and liable to the owner of a cheque for wrongful conversion where he collects improperly on behalf of customer who was not entitled to the money. Katalah, okay, collecting banker just now Maybank tersalah bayar. Dia bayar other person than Ali. So dia liable to both customer Ali and then the owner of the cheque UITM. Okay, and section 85 subsection 1 of the Bureau of Exchange Act give protection to the collecting banker if he can prove all the followings. Okay, so there are 3 requirements must be proved by collecting banker. He had acted for the consumer. He had acted in good faith, acted honestly, and acted without negligence. Okay, so how to know that the collecting banker acted without negligence? Okay, this is where negligence happens when the collecting banker does not make proper inquiries in the following instances. Okay, so we have 6 situations here. So let's say when the situations happen, collecting banker must exercise proper inquiry. Okay, how to exercise proper inquiry? Like I mentioned just now, by asking for the accounts payee identity card, okay, or customer identity card. Okay, example of situation where a customer present a cheque drawn in favor of his company for credit of a private company. So, collecting banker must request for inquiry. or where a customer presents a cheque drawn in favor of himself in his official capacity for the credit of his own private account, where a customer presents cheque drawn in favor of his principal for credit of his own account, or where a cheque drawn by a customer on behalf of his principal but in favor of himself. Okay, tiba-tiba nak masukkan ke account dia. Okay. So where customer presents cheque cross account payee but he is not the payee name. So bank must do proper inquiry. Opening an account without inquiry into identity of customer, and where customer pays in cheque for an unusually large amount which is out of character with his normal circumstances. Okay. So these are the situations that need or required the collecting banker to exercise proper inquiries. Okay, so I hope that you all are clear with the explanations given on the definition of cheques, type of closings, alterations, and the protections given to paying and collecting banker. So if you guys have any questions, okay, you all are confused, okay, on certain terms, okay, please let me know. So thank you for your kind attention. Assalamualaikum.